Hey guys, it's Lara from Too Fat from Fat Fitness, and I'm here for another Fit Tip Friday video. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I know affects a lot of people, and that is bad knees and knee pain, and kind of knowing how do you work out with bad knees and when you have knee pain. So first of all, I'm going to say that you need to really trust your own instinct. It's your body and you know it better than anybody else. So if your knee pain is so bad that it's like you really don't think you should work out, then that, you know what, listen to that, listen to your gut on that. Before, like, don't overdo it, because you could just really do a lot worse damage. You could have a lot worse knees if you really over push yourself, especially if it's like an injury type pain. If you've actually like done something bad with your knee, like an actual injury, definitely what you need for that is rest. But I'm just talking about those of us who just kind of have like everyday knee pain. Like for me, I've always kind of had bad knees. I remember like even when I was a young kid, there was I had to go to the doctor. I don't really remember, but I had to go to the doctor for something because there was like a buildup of fluid in my knee, and I was like young, like grade 2. And I remember I wasn't allowed to kneel anywhere. And now, like ever since then, sometimes if I kneel, my knee like pops out of place, you know. So I have really bad knees. I've been blessed with that. I don't know if I would call that a blessing. No, I wouldn't. Anyways, but I'm just, but anyways, if I didn't suffer from that, then I wouldn't be able to talk to you guys about the tips that I've managed to do when I'm getting through workouts. First of all, knock on wood, I've never had like a serious injury with my knee since I've been working out anyways for the last 3 years that I've had to like not work out for a bit. Knock on wood, like I say, so that's really great. So I just want to share with you guys some key things that I found has helped to make sure and minimize the knee pain and make sure to prevent injuries, since I'm very sustainable. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Susceptible to knee injuries, right? So the first thing I'm going to say is footwear. You want to make sure that you are wearing proper footwear. And I'm not even talking for workouts. I'm talking just for everyday whatever. I am so bad because I like live in flip-flops until there's like a foot of snow on the ground. That's when I finally will suck it up and put on shoes. And flip-flops are so bad. And I have flat feet too. I just have a whole plethora of issues. And I'm just going to throw out there too that these are things I used to use as excuses. My flat feet, my bad knees. I couldn't work out, you know. But yeah, so the flip-flops are terrible. So I'm like, that's not good. But even like if you are on your feet a lot of the day, like I'm not, right? And I never have been. I've never been in an active job. I've never, whatever, right? But if you're on your feet a lot of the day, just walking around being on your feet, you have to get a good pair of walking shoes. And I say walking shoes because walking shoes are different from running shoes, which are different from cross-training shoes, which is used for other types of exercise. So first, make sure that you have the right footwear for what you're doing. Running is so hard on your knees, like so hard. It's high impact. Any sort of high impact exercise is really hard on your knees. So you need to have proper footwear. And like I just mentioned, proper footwear for running is not necessarily proper footwear for working out at home in your living room or going to like an aerobic class or whatever. It's not. You want cross-training shoes for those types of activities, and then you want running shoes for running. So the first thing I'm going to suggest to you guys is to go to like, here I go to the running room. I swear by it. I'm not sure if they're everywhere, but that's where I love to go. I know that there's probably stores like that everywhere where their employees are actually knowledgeable in what kind of shoes people should wear. When I go there, I have to walk back and forth for them, and they watch my feet, they watch how I walk, they watch what parts of my feet hit the ground first, and then I have to run for them so then they can see once again, and then they're able to tell me, okay, you need this type of shoe. And they will also ask you, do you want these shoes for running? Do you want them for walking? Do you want them for cross training? So go to a good place like that where they are knowledgeable and they will be able to get you in the right pair of shoes. That's my first tip. Footwear is key when being careful with your knees. The next thing is form. Okay, so I'm not like a pro runner person or anything like that, and I'm not about to sit here and act like I am. I'm not a professional on any of this stuff. So don't, here's my disclaimer on this video. I should have put it at the beginning of it. But I'm not like a trained professional in any of this. I'm just sharing what's worked for me and what I've learned along the way. So form. So for running, you might want to, you can Google everything nowadays. So I would just Google, if you're like a big runner, I would just Google proper form for running. I'm not even really familiar with it. I know that there is a proper form and whatever, but I'm not really familiar with it. But make sure to do that, because anything that you can do to help alleviate that pressure that's getting put on your knees when you're running will help. When you're doing things like squats and stuff, oh my gosh, proper form is so, so important. So basically in a squat position, you want to make sure that your weight is on your heels and not the balls of your feet or your toes. You want to have your weight on your heels. You want to drop your butt back behind you. Keep your chest and your head up. Make sure your knees track out over your toes, but they don't go like out past your toes, if that makes sense. You don't want them beyond your toes. You should, when you're looking down, when you're in your squat position, you look down, you should still be able to see your toes over your knees, out past your knees. Is it obvious that I'm not a professional? But anyways, so that is proper form when it comes to like squats and lunges too. You never want your knee going out past your toe, basically, is something that I learned. Yeah. So, and then other things, like if you're doing other types of exercises where you're kind of pivoting and stuff, you always want to make sure that the pivot, it happens in the ball of the foot, not in the knee, because obviously if you try and like twist your knee, that's not going to go over too well. The other thing is that some knee pain is normal and to be expected. So if you go for like a 10-mile run, you're probably going to have a bit of knee pain the next day. So just ice it. And like for me, for example, because I hadn't done squats, for a while. And then last Tuesday, my workout, there was a whole bunch of squats and lunges and burpees in them. And for like 2 days after, my left knee just was so sore. Like my quads were killing me too, but my left knee was really, really sore. But once again, I listened to my body and, I knew that it wasn't like an injury type sore. It was just sore because, it's not used to that squatting motion, right? Because I hadn't done it for a while. So then again, this week I did that same workout and I don't have the knee pain. So obviously it was just, so that sort of stuff is going to happen, especially if you do have knee issues and knee problems. So just be aware with that, ice it and it should just pass. Just kind of want to work through it. But yeah, just be careful. That's it. Really, that's the biggest tip. Be careful, be smart, good footwear, good form, and you'll be good to go. So that was today's Fit Tip Friday. I hope that helped you. Next week, I'm going to be doing 3 videos, and I'm going to do that for sure for the next 4 weeks. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I guess. No, 3. I don't know. Anyways. Oh, and I'll probably continue beyond that to like the end of the year. But there's going to be my Monday motivation video, my Fit Tip Friday video, and then I'm also going to do a weigh-in Wednesday video just to kind of coincide with the Diet Bet Challenge, because the Diet Bet started on a Wednesday and it's going to end on a Wednesday. So I'm using Wednesdays as my weigh-in days. So I decided I would just share that with you guys. Because you guys seem to like my weigh-in videos when I used to do them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So anyways, I hope you guys have a really wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday.